Hello wolves, so if you couldn't tell by the title, today's video is all about the casting choices that I would pick for my favourite comic book character in the entire universe, Jason Todd. Okay, so at this point in time, Jason has only been portrayed by one actor in a live production, and that's of course the new DC TV show Titans. I was extremely nervous about this TV show. I didn't have very good things to say about it when I first saw the trailer, but it punched me in the face when I watched it, and it goes to show that you shouldn't judge a book by its trailer. That's not the saying, is it? But overall, I am very excited that they could be taking a Red Hood arc in the TV show. In the show, he's portrayed by Kieran Walters, and I'm just going to say it right now, I am super sorry if I butcher anyone's name, if I get pronunciations wrong, I'm very sorry. Okay, so my fingers are crossed that they will do a Red Hood story arc in the DCEU. We have seen a Robin costume with spray painting on it by the Joker, which leads everyone to assume it's Jason, but with things like this, they do chop and change the Robins quite a lot. So this could end up being Damien or Tim or Dick or Carrie or anyone. They tend to mix up the Robin's backstories a lot in films and the animated films, and I know that annoys a lot of people. It annoys me a lot because this could be a good stepping stone to introduce Jason. But at the end of the day, this all depends on how they take Batman now, seeing as Batfleck's gone. I'm not sure how they're going to replace him seamlessly unless they get an actor around the same age and just literally replace him, or they do alternative timelines. The Flash could do something, I don't know, we'll figure it out. They could, which would be very interesting to see if they do it, replace Bruce with Dick. Yeah, sounded weird. And have Dick Grayson be the new Batman, which would mean there'd be a new Robin, which would be Damien, which would it would be cool. Okay, so the ideal Jason that I would like would be just after he'd been resurrected by the Lazarus Pit. So even though his performance in Titans was pretty good, he is a bit too young to play this Jason. So this time Jason would be in his early to mid 20s. Also, side note, before I get any comments about this, if I get comments, Jason Ackles was a great Jason in the Under the Red Hood story arc, the animated film. But he's a bit too old to play Jason in the DCEU, in my opinion. There have been recent photos of Jensen next to Red Hood items like props and costumes and him cosplaying as Jason, leading people to believe that he may be cast as him. I think he's just posing next to him. I don't think he's going to be cast as Jason. I think he'd like to be cast as Jason in an animated film. I just don't think he could do it in a live role. I mean, I think he's pretty happy where he is playing Dean. I mean, that show's never going to end. He's going to be in that role for the rest of his life. Okay, so on to the top 5 actors, in my opinion, that could play Jason Todd. So let's start the list with Jack Rayner. You may have seen him in films like Glassland, Transformers Age of Extinction and Kin, which I actually watched the other night. Pretty good film. Ending confused me, a bit random. Michael B. Jordan randomly showed up, like, the ending was weird. They just didn't have that ending. Pretty solid film. In this film, he showed a vulnerable side, which is a must for Jason. You have to remember that Jason is in a constant state of vulnerability. He's constantly pushing people away, but then also wanting them to be close. Jack also plays a sort of Jack the Lad character in this film, which is a definite Jason trait. It's also a Roy trait. I can just imagine them, oh my god, give them their own cop buddy movie. Could you imagine that? I can just imagine them like bickering back and forth, trying to outdo each other. Batman to one side, Green Arrow to the other, looking on at their like kids like, why the hell did I like adopt you? Why the hell did I bring you into this family? Also, bringing Roy into the franchise would be a huge bonus because he is a shoulder to cry on for Jason. They are best friends and he can support Jason where Bruce and the Bat family can't. Okay, up next we have Bill Skarsgård. You may have seen him in It, Atomic Blonde and Hemlock Grove. Bill Skarsgård has quickly been making waves in Hollywood and has been grabbing roles left, right and centre. He is also the little brother of Alexander Skarsgård, who played Eric in True Blood, who I've definitely never ever had a crush on. Never had a crush on that man. No, never. Much like Jack, Bill has an incredible emotional range, something which all these actors should have. Look, I know Jason is a badass, I know he has an attitude that just screams, get away from me, but you can't have all those parts of Jason without having the emotional side of him. And like I said, Bill Skarsgrd can show true, genuine emotion. If I can find any action scenes for Bill, I am confident that he can handle them. You need to have an emotional range for Jason because, like I said, he's vulnerable. Whether that be sad or rage, he's a very angry character, and Bill Skarsgrd can play angry very, very, very well. Okay, number 3, Matthew Daddario. This is the fan cast type that I see everywhere on Tumblr. Whenever I type in Jason Todd, Matthew Daddario will pop up. You may have seen him in Shadowhunters, Cabin of Fever, and Naomi and Eli's No Kiss List. And although I'm not entirely convinced on his emotional range, I'm 100% sure on the physical aspect of this role. I'm sure he can do that. I mean, just replace the bow and put a gun in his hand, or alternatively, dye his hair red and call him Speedy. I've watched a good amount of Shadowhunters and I know what type of actor Matthew is. In my opinion, I think he's more of a physical actor than an emotional actor. That could just be me and the certain episodes I've seen of Shadowhunters, I don't know. But I think he would be very good in this role. I just wish that he'd have more of an emotional range like Bill Skarsgård. Okay, next we have Max. Wait for me to butcher your last name, I'm really sorry. Ferrot. Let's just call you Max. Of course you may know him as Dylan from Bates Motel or from his iconic role as Seth in the classic film The Pacifier.
Lower than the floor, and you feel like you ain't got a chance. Boom, boom, boom. Don't make a move till you're in the groove.
Based on his role as Dylan, we already know that Max can handle dark material very well. And I know I keep saying it, but emotional range is extremely important to this character. The actor must be able to play a cocky, arrogant man on the outside, but a vulnerable, scared little boy on the inside. Because that is who Jason is. You've got to remember that he was a child when he was killed, he was resurrected by his father's enemy and trained as a weapon. Then he goes back to his father to see that he wasn't avenged, that he was replaced, that he has no place in the world in his own eyes, and you must be able to portray this on screen. We've seen Max in action roles, so we know he can deliver on that aspect. Okay, and number 1, my top pick to play Jason Todd in the DCEU is Aaron Taylor Johnson. I loved Aaron as Quicksilver and Kick-Ass, even though he was killed off really weirdly in Age of Ultron, and I understand it was bringing the team together, but like, you just killed off one half of the twins. Why would you do that? Quicksilver is such a useful team member. But on the plus side, that means he doesn't have any ties to the MCU, which means if he was offered this role, he could potentially, if he liked it, take the role on. He also is around the perfect age to play Jason. He's a little bit older than the character would be, and he also doesn't seem to age. Oh my god, is he a vampire? We've obviously seen his action sequences in both superhero films, and we know that he can play a superhero very, very well. He's also someone that can play a character that is a goody two-shoes to some, but an evil overlord to others, and that is something that Jason is. He is the protector of the innocent, but also an evil vigilante to most, or a large part of the Bat family, especially because of the no-kill rule that he just ignores and kills people. But to a lot of people, he is their saviour. He saved them from various crimes. I mean, come on, you can see him with a little white streak in his hair. And of course, the most important thing, he can play the emotional part very well. Yay, like the 15th time I said it. Okay, so that is the end of this video. I hope you liked it. Of course, these are my own opinions. Opinions change, so next week I might have different actors in different positions, or I might have new actors coming. Opinions change. This list will probably change, and these people will probably never ever be cast as Jason. Only in my dreams every night. Anyway, if you guys have a different list of different actors that you would like to see play Jason, let me know in the comments. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, thumbs down, your opinion. Comment down below what you thought of this video, what you want me to do next, anything like that. Subscribe to my channel, click the bell if you want to be notified when I upload, and I will see you next time. Bye, little wolves.